Beneath the endless white silence of Norway's northern wilderness lies a secret that few have ever seen, and even fewer have tried to explain. Imagine a wall of ice, ancient, towering, and cold enough to turn your breath into frost the moment it leaves your lips. This glacier, one of many unnamed giants in Norway's Arctic frontier, stretches for miles, swallowing valleys and mountains in a slow, patient crawl. But it is what lies below that has drawn scientists, adventurers, and storytellers for centuries. A shimmering coastline that looks like something from a dream. A place locals call Kristokistan, the Crystal Ball Coast. The journey begins far from the coast itself. To reach it, one must cross an ever-changing maze of ice crevices, wind-polished ridges, and snowfields that groan under their own weight. Helicopters cannot land here. Not safely. The air currents twist unpredictably between icy cliffs. Even snowmobiles falter, their engines struggling against the frozen resistance of centuries-old snowpack. Most who come do so on skis or by foot, pulling sleds laden with survival gear and supplies. It is a journey that tests every fiber of human endurance. The glacier's surface is deceptive, flat in some places, fractured in others, but always hiding secrets. Under the midday Arctic sun, the ice gleams a shade of blue so deep it feels as though you are looking into the very bones of the earth. Every crack and fissure whispers a story written long before human memory. The air is so clean, so pure, that sound carries for kilometers. You can hear the distant moan of the ice shifting beneath your boots, a sound like a cathedral's low organ note. The first hint of the Crystal Ball Coast comes not from sight, but from sound. It is the muted roar of water, impossible, you think, in this frozen kingdom, growing louder as you descend toward the glacier's underbelly. The ice walls here curve inward, forming tunnels sculpted by centuries of meltwater. Pale light filters through the ice above, fractured and refracted, bathing everything in a ghostly aquamarine glow. The temperature drops sharply, but the air feels alive, as though it carries a current of ancient energy. And then, you see it. The tunnel opens like a mouth, and beyond it lies a cavern so vast it could house a city. At its center, a subterranean coastline stretches in a sweeping arc, where the glacier's edge meets a hidden sea. The water is impossibly clear, reflecting the light that dances through the ice above in shifting, kaleidoscopic patterns. The rocks along the shore are unlike any found above ground, smooth, translucent, and glowing faintly in shades of blue, green, and gold. They look like polished crystal spheres, scattered across the sand by some unseen hand. These are the crystal balls that give the coast its name. Scientists who have studied them believe they are a rare geological formation, created when mineral-rich glacial meltwater interacts with the bedrock over tens of thousands of years. Over time, the constant grinding of ice and water polishes these stones into perfect spheres. Some are no bigger than a marble, while others are the size of a man's head. When held up to the light, they refract it in dazzling rainbows, casting fractured beams across the cavern walls. But local legend tells a different story. The Smi people, who have roamed these lands for millennia, speak of the Vanetsnder, the spirits of the water who guard the coast beneath the glacier. According to their tales, each crystal ball contains a frozen memory, a moment from the Earth's ancient past preserved for eternity. Only those who are pure of heart can hear the whispers within the stones. Some claim that, when held close to the ear, a crystal ball will hum softly, as if the glacier itself is speaking through it. Walking along the shore is like stepping into another world. The crunch of your boots on the icy sand, the lapping of the cold, glassy water, and the deep, resonant silence of the glacier overhead create a sense of both awe and unease. Here, you feel the weight of time pressing down, in years or centuries, but in millennia. The air smells faintly of minerals, sharp and clean, with a hint of salt from the hidden sea. Every breath seems to pull you deeper into the mystery of this place. It is easy to forget that you are still under a glacier, but the constant creaks and groans from above serve as a reminder. The ice shifts daily, reshaping the coastline and sometimes swallowing parts of it entirely. Scientists warn that the Crystal Ball Coast is a living, moving entity. What you see one year may be gone the next, buried under new ice, or drowned by rising meltwater. This impermanence only adds to its allure, making each visit a unique encounter with something that cannot be repeated. Documenting the coast is a challenge. Cameras struggle in the low, fractured light, and any electronic equipment risks freezing in the sub-zero temperatures. Photographers have to work quickly, warming their lenses and batteries inside their clothing between shots. Yet, even the best photographs fail to capture the true magic of the place. They cannot convey the way the light shifts and swirls across the water, or the strange stillness that seems to hold the air in suspension. The most haunting sight comes at the end of the Arctic winter, when the low sun finally finds its way into the cavern through a narrow gap in the ice above. For a few brief minutes each day, beams of golden light pour through, striking the crystal balls on the shore and igniting them from within. The entire coastline seems to glow with an inner fire, as though the stones themselves are alive. It is a moment so fleeting, so fragile, that those who have seen it often speak of it in hushed tones, as if afraid to diminish it by describing it too plainly. In recent years, the Crystal Ball Coast has begun to attract more attention, not just from scientists, but from adventurers, filmmakers, and even treasure hunters. Some dream of harvesting the crystal spheres and selling them as rare gemstones, but strict Norwegian conservation laws forbid removing anything from the site. Local authorities and environmental groups work tirelessly to protect the coast, knowing that once disturbed, its delicate balance could be lost forever. Climate change poses an even greater threat. As global temperatures rise, Norway's glaciers are retreating at unprecedented rates. The Crystal Ball Coast, once safely hidden under thick ice, is becoming more exposed each year. While this makes it easier to reach, it also increases the risk of collapse. If the glacier above melts too quickly, the cavern could flood or cave in entirely, erasing this natural wonder before it is fully understood. Still, those who have stood on its shores say the risk is worth it. There is a sense here that you are not just looking at nature, you are looking into it, seeing the slow, patient artistry of time itself. Every ripple in the water, every gleam of light off a crystal sphere, feels deliberate, as though placed there to tell a story only the earth can tell. And in that moment, under the endless weight of the glacier, you understand why some call it the most beautiful place in Norway. To leave the Crystal Ball Coast is to leave a dream. As you climb back through the ice tunnels, the roar of the hidden sea fades, replaced once more by the sigh of the Arctic wind. The light dims, the air grows colder, and soon you are back on the glacier's surface, where the world is white and endless. But the memory stays with you: the shimmering shore, the glowing spheres, the ancient whispers in the ice. And somewhere, deep beneath your boots, the coast remains, waiting for the next traveler brave enough to find it. Some say that the Crystal Ball Coast is not meant to be found by everyone, that the glacier itself chooses who may enter, shifting its tunnels to hide the path from those who would harm it. Whether you believe in such tales or not, there is no denying that finding the coast feels like a kind of initiation, a crossing into a realm few humans have ever known. And for those lucky enough to stand on its shore, it is a reminder that the earth still holds secrets too beautiful, too fragile, to ever be fully explained.